All right, y'all. So we're going to start cleaning these chicken gizzards. Now this is 3 pounds of chicken gizzards. I won't be preparing all of these, but I am going to clean them all because I got them on sale for like $1 a pound, and you know, they're already super cheap anyway. So if there is like a little bit of fat on the gizzard, sometimes I leave it, sometimes I remove it. However, if there is any of this like yellow skin, you have to remove this. Not only does this become tough, but that skin don't even taste good. Okay, this will have you thinking you don't like chicken gizzards, and really chicken gizzards taste like dark meat chicken. A lot of times when people say they don't like chicken gizzards, they just haven't had them prepared properly, okay, and they haven't been cleaned properly. I'm going to clean the gizzards today with some baking soda. You do not clean foods, any foods, with baking soda and vinegar at the same time. Baking soda is very basic, vinegar is acidic, and when you add them together, you're basically going to get a neutral pH, which is essentially like water, which has a pH of 7. So by putting them together, you're not going to clean anything at all. So use one or the other. You can use vinegar instead. I'm just going to use baking soda today because baking soda can also have some tenderizing properties. See those skins? They're going to come off as you move around your gizzards. They're going to come off. Going to rinse them one more time to make sure all the baking soda is removed. I think the best way to tenderize chicken gizzards is with an Instant Pot. Now you can do this on the stove, but y'all, that's gonna take a long time. So I'm gonna use my Instant Pot today. I am also going to be frying the gizzards, but I feel like when you just fry them straight out, they have the tendency to be more tough. So I'm gonna put as many gizzards as I wanna cook in my pot. Then I'm going to season them well. I have some chicken bouillon, some Tony's Creole seasoning, garlic powder, minced onion. This is some chicken seasoning. You can use a lot of different kinds, but as long as it has garlic powder, onion powder, and some herbs, it can work. I'm also going to be putting in some white pepper and a little bit of salt. Now you can just season your chicken gizzards before you fry them, but I promise you they come out tasting so much better if you cook them in the seasonings. Chicken gizzards are so tough, this is really the longest part of the cook time. So this is really going to get that flavor into these tough gizzards. As you can see, I'm not adding very much water. So this is like just enough water to come up to the gizzards. Honestly, I could even have used less, but I'm not even going to throw this water out. I'm actually going to consume this water because it's full of nutrients. I'm also going to put in some herbs. This is rosemary, thyme, and sage, and a little oregano. Okay, so I'm going to pressure cook this for about 20 minutes and then let it natural pressure release for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to release the pressure. It's been natural pressure releasing for 11 minutes. This smells really delicious, but we are going to continue cooking these because we're going to fry them, but they are tender just like this. I would encourage you guys to like save that broth because I'm telling you that broth is so rich and good for you. Even though these gizzards are really warm, I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of buttermilk. This buttermilk is cold, so it's going to help chill them off. I'm also going to add some hot sauce. I want to add an egg, but the egg will definitely cook in the heat, so I'm going to wait on that a second. I'm going to add more seasoning, so a little more Tony's and some more garlic powder. And I'm also going to use this Cajun seasoning. This is different than Tony's because this one is low sodium. I'm going to mix this together. Then I'm just going to place this at the side while the gizzards cool off a bit so that I can add the egg. Really, you can season your gizzards with whatever you like on fried chicken because this really tastes like dark meat, except it's lower in fat. Into some Tupperware, I'm going to put about a cup of flour. And to season it, I'm going to use some chicken bouillon. I don't put a bunch of herbs and things inside of my flour mixture because they will burn in the grease. So just a little chicken bouillon, a little salt, a little pepper. Maybe that's all you want to put in your flour. Okay, don't overdo it. You know what? I am also going to put in some baking powder. If you don't know, baking powder really makes your fried foods have a really crunchy coating. So about a teaspoon is good enough, and I'm going to shake that up. Or you know what? You could just use self-rising flour because it already has the baking powder in there. My gizzards have cooled down enough to not scramble the egg. So I'm going to add an egg. Depending on how many gizzards you have, you may want to add 2. But also, if you like doing a double coat, you definitely want to add 2. Because the eggs really help your binder stay on, especially since the gizzards are not raw. So you definitely need the egg. I am going to take a few of the gizzards, plop them right into my Tupperware. If a little bit of liquid gets in there, no big deal. Cover it and then give it a really good shake. Back in the day, people used to use the brown paper bag. I don't have that. Most stores don't even have brown paper bags anymore. So I like to use this Tupperware. These are well coated, but I'm going to shake off any excess because that excess will end up falling into the oil and burning. So you don't want a bunch of extra flour. You can kind of press the flour on a bit and then shake off the extra because I like those crunchy bits, you know, just like when you do fried chicken. You like those little bits that hang off the side because that makes it crunchy and delicious. But you definitely don't want too much extra. And my next batch, I'm going to add more gizzards to my flour. And you can throw a lot of these babies up in here, okay? Because these gizzards are little and they coat really easy. I will show you what you can do if you do want a double coat though, because I know some of you guys like them super duper crunchy. And I get it because when you have it as an appetizer, that crunchiness is like the best thing, especially with like a little dip. Y'all, that's so good. And you see how now there's a lot of flour sticking together. Y'all, that's going to give you the best fried anything, really. Okay, so now if you want to do a double, what you're going to do is that you will take some of the ones you already did, throw them back into that liquid, just that liquid that's at the bottom. All right. You can mix them around so that they can get more of, you know, especially that egg on there, because that egg is what's going to help it stay. Okay. And then you take them out and toss them back in for their second coating. Let me know in the comments, are you a single coat or are you a double coat when it comes to your gizzards? I don't always go for it because I'm usually trying to do the low carb thing. Because y'all know these carbs be getting us out here. Ciao. But baby, if I can do a couple, I don't mind. Okay, and there you go. Now you got a double coat. All right. And I'll show you all how these ones turn out, so you can decide which ones you want to do. I have a small pot of canola oil heated to about 350. I'm going to drop in my gizzards and allow them to fry until they are golden brown. They are going to become crunchy and brown really quickly, so baby, don't walk away, because remember, the inside of the gizzard is already cooked. We're just trying to get that crunchy coating. How chewy your gizzards are going to be is going to be based on how long you cooked them previously. If you want them a little bit more chewy, you can cook them for less time than I did in the Instant Pot. If you want them to be like a little bit soft and really tender, then you can cook them for about the same amount of time as I did. Now, the gizzards that you see coming out now, those were the double coated ones. They have a really thick, crispy coating. I like those and the single coat. I think they're both really tasty. It's really up to your preference. Let me know in the comments if you like your fried gizzards to be more tender or a little bit more chewy. You can actually fry gizzards from raw, but that's way too chewy for me, baby. I'm going to show you guys how I make a dipping sauce for the gizzards. Fried gizzards are typically served with a sauce. So I'm going to combine a little bit of sour cream with some Kewpie mayo. It's a little runny right now. Oops. Okay. I also have some ranch seasoning blend. I'm using the one from Trader Joe's. Some hot sauce. Got that good old Texas Pete. A little bit of honey. Here, you would just add salt and pepper to taste. The gizzards you see on the left, I had already coated those in hot sauce. And y'all, I'm going to throw some more hot sauce on my other gizzards. I love to eat them like this. Also with what is basically just like a hot sauce ranch. Instead of doing the dipping sauce, you could just use ranch you already have pre-made. Let me know how much you love this recipe. I'm going to see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.